Hello, and thank you for being with me. My name is Rosanna, and I'm going to share with you today how, if you are a small business owner, small business being no employees for now, and being new and being having less than like 50,000 in revenues, how you could do what I do, which is use Microsoft Excel to be able to do your own bookkeeping, to track your own expenses and your own income. So I have this presentation for you that I'm going to share, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to set it up so you could do the same from home. And the reason why I'm an advocate for doing your own bookkeeping in the beginning only, and like basically up until you are growing, is because it saves you money. Bookkeepers can charge as much as, like, the lowest I've heard is $75 a month. And that's a lot of money. Like, multiply that 12 months. That's like $900. You probably would like to do without that. So the best thing to do is to try to do your own bookkeeping until you grow to a point where you could hire and pay somebody else to do it for you. So it gives you also this ability to track your own. Not only are you learning how bookkeeping is done through the process, but also you have more control of your finances. So my business, the first one I had was back in 2003. I still have the business. It's basically like I give people advice on a lot of financial things that they're going through, not stock market, not investing. It has mostly to do with commercial insurances. And then the second business is very new. It just barely started in January of 2021, and it's called efficiencyandorganization.com. And I'll show you what it is in a little bit. But basically, the reason I had to do it as a business, I'm going to show you what it is because this will kind of make sense to you. See, my goal is to teach people how you can get a lot more done in life if you are organized and if you are efficient. So this is the main website. Now up here, I have products. The reason I have to do this is because I kind of don't have a choice. See, when you have a website, when you're in business, a lot of things cost money. I have a Tailwind for Pinterest that costs money, the website in and of itself, the internet, like a lot of things cost money. So one of the things that I decided to do was to put just a couple of things that people could purchase right on the website. And that way I could generate just a little bit of income to pay for itself. I'm in the process of writing a couple of books too, so that'll also help generate money. But if you notice, these are like mostly downloadable items that I have on the website. And so that's why this is considered a business. And I did go and open up a new checking account specific for this business. Okay, so let me go and see what else I need to show you. So for now, I do my own bookkeeping. And I'm recommending no more than 50,000 in revenues. And I'm like nowhere near that. My income from the businesses is very small because I am a full-time school administrator, and that is something that I would not want to give up on. That's like my passion. I love public education. Public education has gotten me to where I am today. And so I'm doing this as side businesses. And so I'm not going to have more than 50,000 in revenues unless something magical happens at some point in the future, at which time I will get a bookkeeper to help me. No employees, of course. And then I do my own data entry just once a month. So one of the things before I go on, I always like to share a fun fact for every video. And the fun fact for the beginning of the video is that I just learned how to make wonton soup, and it was very easy. Okay, so let me show you now how we're going to do this, okay? You want to come and do an Excel sheet. So I'm going to start from like the very, very beginning. I'm going to come to the Windows bar and I'm going to do Excel. So I'm showing you everything from like the very beginning. I click on Excel, I expand it. Then what I do is here, I put the revenues, and then I just tab a little bit. And then over here, I'm going to put expenses. So for revenues, the reason I did it this way is because I'm going to track how much money I'm getting from each of the sources. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna try to do this as though I'm a caterer, okay? Let's say I'm a caterer. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna do this real quick to make it bigger. I like to make the boxes bigger. So this is, I don't know if you know this trick, but if you come right here, and then if you come here, you can do this. I put 16 font. I just like to see it bigger. I have really bad vision, so it helps me. And then another thing I do is I just come here and I drag and open up each of these. That way I kind of have more room. I'm telling you, like with my eyes, my vision, it's just really helpful to do this. Okay, so now that I could see, here's what I'm gonna do. This revenues box, I'll make it bold right here. So I just highlight it, like same here, see? You click on it, highlight, and then bold, because those are gonna be like my main titles, so that's why they have to be bold. Now, let's say I'm a caterer. If I'm a caterer, I'm probably gonna make money. I'm gonna say beverages. I'm gonna say baked goods. And I'm gonna say, what else do they make money on besides baked? Maybe like just meals. I'll just say meals. Okay. And then, so every time I am going to get money as a caterer, I'm gonna come here and divide it, okay? So like how much of the money, let's say I got $1,000 for catering an event. I tried to break down how much of it came from beverage, how much of it came from baked goods, how much of it came from meals. If it was a bundle deal and I can't really divide it like that, you know what I'll do? I'll just say, okay, $1,000. It's okay. I'm gonna enter just a couple other numbers here just to show you what's happening, okay? So that's 1,000 there. Let's say another event, I got 500. Another thing I did was 200. Another thing I did, it was 150, 250, 750. I'll do one more row so you can see. This one I'll say 100, 200, 300, because it really doesn't matter. I'm just putting numbers just to show you. Okay, so then what I'll do is right here, let's say I'll use box number 10. I want this, I'm not gonna sit and add them up with a calculator. You can tell Excel to do it for you. All I do is I say equal sign, sum, then I put open parenthesis. I come and highlight these. So I'll stop at number 8. Even if I had something at 9, I would include it, but that's okay. I'll stop at number 8. Close parenthesis, enter. And as you see, it already did it for me. It said, okay, so you made in this month $450. And I can keep adding more and more. Like the idea is to have it done once a year. So then that way you can take this Excel sheet to your tax preparer, or if you're doing your own, you have your totals. You know exactly what the total sum is. So I'll do the same here, equals sum, open parenthesis. I'll go to number 8, close the parenthesis, there it is. Another trick, I don't know if you know this, if I come here and see this, how like right here, there's a little square. If I open it up, it just automatically knows to copy the formula. It's so beautiful how it does that. Okay, so this is it. Now I know how much money so far in this year I have made, let's say as a caterer, in beverages and baked goods and meals. If I want like the total, you know what I'll do? I can put it somewhere here underneath. So maybe I'll say total revenues. Okay. And then I'll put that number here. I'll say equals this plus sign this plus sign this. And it does it for me. So now I know from all sales, from all revenues, I generated $3,450. One thing I'm going to do is, because this is the total, I could put it bold, and I can also put it in a box. There you go. Another thing I like to do, you guys, is right here, because these are all numbers, like up to here, I go and I put the dollar sign. I'm going to do the same here, see, dollar sign. It's just so much nicer. Okay, so then let's talk about expenses. If you don't want the expenses here, if you want to like skip a column, you could. If you forgot a column, all you have to do is click on the letters here at the top, and then you just right click, insert. And see, it always does it to the left. So there you go. Okay, so let's say the expense categories. Oh, you know what? And another thing, these here, if I highlight them, I like to make them centered. So what I do, let me show you again. I just go highlight, 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 center. That way it's just nicer, you know, it's like more organized. This here is, I'm gonna merge, okay? So because this revenue is like representing those 3 columns that you see there, I highlight and I come here. So you have this button that says merge and center, and there you go. Isn't that nice? Really nice, right? Okay, another thing I could do is I can even put these in boxes. So I'm just gonna highlight and I'm gonna come here and I'll say all borders, and see. Okay, we created this together out of the blue, right? Isn't this like, I love Excel for these kinds of reasons. Now expenses, this is where I want to show you something. A lot of people get confused when they're small business owners because what it is they like and have passion for their field, for what they're doing, what they're selling, what they're producing, but they don't really know the money side of things. And that's what frustrates them. So a lot of times they don't know what kind of expenses to write off. I have on efficiencyandorganization.com. So let me go to the home page. So when you type efficiencyandorganization.com, this comes up. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see right here, it says efficiency and organization for small business owners. Not only are there articles already that you can read, but if you scroll down, I have a PDF and it's right here. These are very common things that people in business tend to write off. Membership fees, bank service charges, internet costs, telephone charges. So even if you don't see it here when you go on that page, don't worry about it. Just come here and I'm not going to take this out. You'll be able to see it under the downloadable documents section, downloadable documents. So, and then, you know, if you notice, I do have some videos here as well for small business owners, because the whole idea is to try to help people be as organized in their businesses, as efficient as possible. So let me, wrong thing. There you go. Okay, like if I'm a caterer, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have internet cost. You know what? I'll say website. Website is going to be a cost. I'll say telephone because I'm going to use a telephone for my business. That's going to be a cost. I'm going to say internet because internet for sure is going to be a cost. I'm going to say rent, and here's why. Caterers, especially like in California, there's only so much you can make at home. The rules on the law say that you have to rent a commercial kitchen out of which to prepare your foods. So you don't have to own a restaurant, but you do have to use a commercial kitchen. Well, if you're renting a commercial kitchen, that's going to cost money. So that's why I'm going to put rent there. Okay, another thing that might cost me money would be obviously the materials, right? The foods I'm going to have to purchase. That's going to be a big one. How about advertising? That's going to be a big one. And that's okay. To make the video like not too long, I'll just stop here, but you can have a bunch of categories here. Okay, now let's just really quickly go and set it up like we did with the other one. So I'm just going to highlight these from website all the way to advertising. I will come here and I will pick this one again that says all borders. And I'll also press center right here. There you go. That way everything is centered. And then just like we did here, from expense all the way to here, I'll go ahead and highlight and I'll say merge and center. That way it goes right on top. Okay, and let's enter some totals. Let's say the website on a monthly basis costs $22.41. So I'll just put that. So see, every month I probably go and put that. A couple more, it doesn't matter. And we're going to do the same for all of them. So every month I go on the first of every month and I put these totals in. What I do is I keep like one of these, it's just the folder, and I throw in all my expenses and receipts tied to the business in here and the revenues as well. So that way I'm only keeping track once a month. Okay. And then like once a month I go in and I do all this. So it's very important if you have business expenses to pay out of your business checking account. And so that way it's completely separate from the personal, because that's where a lot of people get in trouble with the IRS is they're like mixing personal with business things, and that's not a good way to go. Okay, so same as what I did before, I'm gonna say equals sum, and I'm just gonna ask it to, I'll go to number 8. I'm gonna say, can you please add all these, and it'll do it. And then what I could do is that little square that's at the bottom right, I'll go like that, and see how it already says zeros because I don't have any totals yet. And then what I could do is all of this, I could say the money sign, that way it automatically does it like in dollars. And then just like I did over here, I said total revenues, like I'll say the same, I'll say total expenses. And then I'll put that here, so I'll say equals this box plus sign, this box. See how I'm just clicking on the boxes? This box, this box, this box, and this box. And you can even type them in too. Let's say there was a column that was K10. I could say that. I could say plus K10. See how I typed it? And it automatically dropped that box. You can do that. What did I do? Oh, there it is. And that's the total expenses. Okay, and then this, I made it bold in the other one, so I'll do the same because that's like my total. And you know what's really nice about this? Let's say the expenses was like way over the revenues. Let's say like I had a bunch of expenses and it was 4,000 something. I'd be like, oh my God, my revenues, I'm spending more than I'm taking in. So that's something that I'd have to like look into, you know? So you can also down here where it says sheet, some people do a separate one for revenue and then they do a separate one for expense. But because it's a small business, this is a good way to go. Okay, so we're gonna save this and that's about it. You're done. You have your bookkeeping paper or Excel sheet all set up. What I've done before, for especially since efficiency and organization is so new, what I would do is I would come here and rename this. I would say 2021, for example. So then the following year, all I have to do is copy all this and just change the totals. I'll come here and I'll click on it, and then I'll rename that to 2022. And there you go. Okay, so before I go, I was just going to share the second fun fact with you. I hope you found the video helpful. If you could give it a thumbs up if you did. If you have questions, please ask. I'm not a complete expert, but I'll try to help you the best that I could from my own experiences. My second fun fact is I enjoy cooking, but I would never see myself going into anything that has to do with the food industry, but I do enjoy cooking. I like making desserts and baked goods especially. I like experimenting with food. Okay, so when you get a chance, please explore efficiencyandorganization.com. If you could subscribe on there, that'd be awesome, besides subscribing to the YouTube channel. Have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video.